living in a place that is family friendly, and Boise offers that. But there are specific suburbs and areas in the Boise Valley that offer the best version of a family friendly environment. So let's help you find out where those places are. Now, Boise is an extremely safe place, but let's focus on the best areas in the valley where you feel not only safe, but would be excited to have and raise a family. I would put these places into two different buckets. A bucket for the people who want a more rural, small town living, a place for your kids to grow up outside of the big city with conservative morals and less people, and a bucket for the family-friendly subdivisions and neighborhoods within the big suburb of Boise. So let's start with bucket number one. The smallest and most remote option is going to be Emmett, Idaho. A population of about 8,000, you have one main road, one grocery store, and about one school option for each phase of the kid's life. Your schools will be smaller, but what comes with a small town is less money, which has caused some infrastructure problems with the roads and also the school buildings. And this is a common complaint in the Emmett area. But Emmett is extremely safe, kind, and welcoming when it comes to the people. You have the Payette River, Black Canyon Reservoir, and plenty of beautiful open spaces. And you can get nice new home communities with small town families on acreage or your typical tight-knit subdivisions. Events like the annual Cherry Festival, where the community comes together and celebrates the cherry orchards and farming community in Emmett. Emmett is a great place that is very family friendly and a small town community. The next two are going to be in the valley and maybe not as small and isolated, but will still have more of that small town feel with more options for more spaces and a slower paced life. And this is going to be Star and Kuna. One is next to Emmett in the north side of the valley, and the other is in the south, which is actually where I live. So from personal experience, I can say Kuna is a great place to live, where you go places here, people talk to you. I know that's a little crazy, but they want to get to know you. And you may get the occasional person asking about your political beliefs to make sure you align. But both Kuna and Star have a little bit larger populations than Emmett, which offers more amenities like Ridley's and Albertsons. Yep, you get one extra grocery store in each of these cities, but you're also being closer to the Boise area at about 20 minutes instead of the 45 to an hour that Emmett is. Now, I have full detailed videos on all of these suburbs because me and my team love helping people relocate to the Boise area, or at least helping you find out if Boise is right for you. And if not, that's okay too. We just want to help guide you in your relocation journey and make it as smooth as possible. So shoot me a text or a call or an email anytime. I'd be happy to get to know you and help figure out the best option for you. This is for all of you that want to live closer to Boise or in the city and find those perfect pockets of the most family-friendly areas. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on these because this is where most people, I would say, fall into. They fall into this bucket. First, the suburbs in general to focus on are going to be Meridian, Eagle, and then of course Boise. So the northwest side of Meridian is my number one. This is going to be where two of the newest high schools are, the newest Costco, Fred Meyer, and tons of restaurants and shopping areas. This is also where I grew up. Although when I lived here, it was a lot smaller and there was a lot less to do. There was more farmland. But now you have a whole cluster of subdivisions with great homes and great prices, all with some of the top amenities and very popular spot for families to live, especially when you have children. The first of these subdivisions is the Oaks. So you have the Oaks North and the Oaks West, a series of two communities with pools, walking trails, brand new builds, and there's a number of price options for you. You're only a mile from Costco, Walmart, and there are dozens of restaurants and food options all within a 2-mile radius of the Oaks. The second neighborhood is Paramount, one of the most popular. This is attached to Rocky Mountain High School, a mile away from Fred Meyer, Winco, Costco, and Walmart. while also having the parks and the pools and tons of families in the neighborhood. This is definitely a top subdivision to raise a family. The last two are very similar stories, so just reach out if you want more details, but you have Loxa Falls and you have Bridge Tower. I grew up running around like a hoodlum in these two neighborhoods, and I can tell you I loved it and had many great friends and families in both of these subdivisions. To this day, these are all considered some of the most popular and family-friendly spots in the valley, with the safest communities and access to all of the amenities that having a family would want and need. In Boise, I like Southeast Boise. This is the best for families in the Boise area, and it is often a soccer mom hotspot. You have Simplot fields with tons of homes and the more affordable ranges around Columbia Village. There's a little slower pace of life here compared to downtown Boise or West Boise or even the Bench. You have the Boise River that runs through it, tons of parks and areas for the kids to hang out and walking paths, with always having a view of the foothills and the Boise Mountains. In Boise, this is one of the most family-friendly areas, and if I had to pick a subdivision, it would be that Columbia Village. And this will be two subdivisions, so you have Legacy and then you have Homestead. These are master communities with pools, walking trails, parks, like the rest of the family-friendly subdivisions, but they have tons of waterfront properties in Legacy, and even has a little golf course in the community. It's not a full golf course, it's just a specific couple holes for the subdivision itself. So it sets itself apart from some of the other subdivisions that we just talked about. Now, some of these homes can run into the millions of dollars, but there's also more affordable, smaller homes in both of these communities. It's going to be more expensive than Meridian or Boise, but you do have a wider range of options that it may be possible for you. So in either neighborhood, you have a wide range of family options to fit your family needs. These communities are a little outside of town and about a mile from the Boise River and Eagle Island State Park. So you feel like you're outside of the city, but it's only 5 to 10 minutes into Meridian, where Costco, Fred Meyer, and all of those shopping and food centers I talked about when we were talking about the Oaks and Paramount. If you want to learn more about the suburbs as a whole, the safety, more of the statistics, more of the detail, watch this video here and you can really narrow down which suburb and not just the subdivision you would really prefer to live in.